So I've never been an early adapter, and that comes with one exception, which is Gmail. I don't know if you remember when Gmail used to be invite only. I got one of those invites, snatched it up early on, and thought I would get myself the very first emelnick@gmail.com. That's my maiden name, Melnick. And didn't really use it that much at first, but I was interested to find out over the years that this email would become a curse. Because I snatched it up, there were many other emailnicks out there who did not get it in time, but seemed to think they had that email. Or everyone they had ever met thought that they had that email. And they started to slowly trickle in. I'd get emails about their car tune-up and how much it cost, and very important emails saying they were going to fail their masters if they didn't come to class the next day in Chile. And then it was like a flood of emails every day. I got one yesterday, actually. People signing up for insurance online, and I get all of their information. And their orthopedic shoes are in. And they have a doctor's appointment in Clearwater, Florida. And every single time I'll write them back. Sometimes, they'll invite me to like girls' night. We're all going to see The Intern together. Just a bunch of old fun ladies. And I'll always write to them like, it sounds like fun, but I'm not Eileen. And I'll always write them back, and sometimes it's heartbreaking. Like, I got this really sweet short story from this little girl to her grandmother. It was a very personal short story. It was like, I'd hate for anyone to miss this story. Like, this is not the right email. And this kind of just has plagued me my whole life. I don't even use that email anymore, but I still get them all the time. A couple years ago, in 2008, I moved to Sweden, and I was still getting these emails from all over the world. I was getting invited to reunions in Tel Aviv, and there was a challah baking class in Texas, like all over the world, and I noticed that there were some repeats happening. Like, there was one in particular, this woman, Evelyn, and it was her husband and her friends, and they would email and go, "Evelyn, where did you get that purse you had yesterday? It's wonderful." Like, I don't know. I make them. Come order one for me. And so I lived in Sweden for 3 years, and I would get these emails all the time, more and more for Evelyn. I moved to Ireland after that, and I lived in Ireland for 2 years, and I was still getting all these emails. And then I made the very random decision to move to Toronto. I'm from the States originally. I had never been here. It was as random as we asked my husband's job to transfer us somewhere else in the world, and they picked Toronto. We said, sure, let's go. So I'm still getting these emails. We get to Toronto, and I get this email from Evelyn's husband, Stephen. I'm going to read a little bit of it to you now. So, just to give you an idea of what I'm getting kind of on a daily basis at this point. So this is an email that Stephen is forwarding. That was to Evelyn from their mutual friend. By the way, her daughter Sarah is having a bat mitzvah. I've gotten the program to proof, and I've been asked to bring, baked goods. And it says, "Hi Stephen and Evelyn, thank you for your nice email. I couldn't believe our luck that Sarah's bat mitzvah is this weekend because Murphy's Law, we have everything going on. It's been a bit of a whirlwind lately. My mom hasn't been great. I'm sorry to hear from Kathy that your mom, Evelyn, isn't great either. Her hip. I'm so sorry, really sorry. I'm chairing the above event, and everything that could go wrong has, including one sponsor deciding they were constitutionally wrong to agree to so much and pulling half my food budget. This winter has been crazy. I think I already wrote some of this, including Miri remaining sick after a stomach bug and needing medication for 6 weeks, Ariel and Mermaid at the same time. Rachel collapsed twice, ambulance at school, paramedic on Ski Hill, and Kat broke her arm, as I know you know. There's a great story, not the silly break, but the aftermath. Highlight is 180-degree difference of opinion, ended up needing belated surgery right before Pesach, literally, and 3 days later, Mary took to the stage. So there's been a glitch in my entertainment, and I'm waiting news. And they have to throw a whole program together, and it's a community-wide event with a first-time ever decent budget for entertainment. So you can imagine the state I'm in. We're planning, hoping to make Friday night dinner, if that's still okay. We will be delighted to see Sarah shine on Saturday morning. And then we have to hightail it back for Mary's opening show of Rapunzel's Tower that afternoon. She's Rapunzel. We want a rain check to have some tunes and craziness together in our near future. As I type, I also realize how much I miss you guys. With all my love, Deborah J. P.S. It's our fault. We found the invitation in the mail. Please forgive us. We wouldn't find our children if they didn't take the school bus and insist they belong to us every day. Love and hugs. P.S. We want to hear about Sarah's budding career. Sounds awesome. Can you believe how crazy life is that we catch up in emails? XO. So... Oh, and by the way, so Stephen had forwarded this to me, and at the top he's written, ARG! With 7 exclamation points. So this was just an insight into some of the life that I got to see, the characters around her. I knew everything about this woman's life at this point. And so then I had moved to Canada and was looking for a job, and through another very random series of coincidences, ended up getting a job at this NGO in town. And it was my first day of work, and I was going through the company directory to find my name so I could find my email. And I see her name in the company directory, this woman's name. And I knew, I'm not going to say it out loud, but it was very specific. Her middle name is very specific. And my heart just stopped. Of all the places in the entire world, and of all the companies in the entire world, I emailed her husband right away. I obviously had his email still. And I said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, you know, this is me writing to you this time. And he wrote back, yes, I remember you. You have emailed me many times. And he wrote back and said, yep, that's her. We live in Canada, and she works there. And so I wrote to her for the first time. I got her actual email, and we spoke for the first time ever. I felt like I knew so much about her, and our lives had been so intertwined for so long. I wanted to know about Sarah's bar mitzvah and how Mary did on stage and all of those different things. And it turned out we have relatives that come from the same place in Russia, and they both moved to Brooklyn, and so we were saying, you know, wouldn't it be crazy, maybe we're related to each other actually. And we have now connected, and I still get those emails from time to time, but now I just sort of feel like she's a friend of mine that I can just pass them along to. So, oh, you're looking for her, she's over here. Thank you.